At the time when someone lost love, someone also found love. So, yes, last week in my review, I was complaining about the bride's attitude, like why you have to do this on your last. I think it's 80 or 90% of our actions are controlled, like they are deliberate. So I'll say 20% are things that we can't control. So the things that we can control, we should always try our best to control the most part of it. My name is Lydia and this is Sahara Movies. In this video, I'm reviewing Love Like This. It started with the bride and groom. They needed to spit it out, like baby needed to tell her would-be husband why she had to say no to the wedding. Like, you could see how this gentleman was pleading, even on their wedding day, how he was confessing his love, how important the lady is to him, how she has made his life memorable and all that. And then boom, it shows so much the love that the gentleman felt for this lady, and then she just ruined everything. There are reasons to our actions, but sometimes I feel that we can actually curb certain things that we do. She told him the actual reason why she said no to the vows. Like, she said no, she cannot marry him, and this is something very dicey. Should she have said it, or should she have not said it? Because she's saying it, though it has lifted this heavy weight from her, the gentleman is really suffering it. Like, sometimes you decide to just, there's some things you should never tell anyone. Like, you should never mention it out to anyone. But then the way the husband to be was doing, like, he wasn't forcing, like convincing her to tell me what have I done, tell me what happened. And then she had to say the actual thing: I slept with my ex. Like, I think that's the last thing he was expecting to hear from a woman you've planned your whole life with. You've planned your wedding, your house, she decorated, she did everything. And then suddenly, the day that you are demonstrating your love towards her, she says no to the vows, and then she says that this is because I slept with my ex the night before the wedding. It's painful. It's really painful. Like, being in the guy's shoes, it's like you've been very selfish, because I feel we all have the chance to go back to our exes if we want, but there's this thing called self-control, there's this thing called self-discipline. If you know that this person that you want to live your life with is responsible, you do your calculation, you realize that he's a good man, why do you have to risk it with someone who dumps you for some funny reason and then shows up out of the blue and then confesses some funny thing and tells you that he loves you, and then boom, you open up for him? I really felt disappointed. Like, it was very painful being in the guy's shoes. I was like, no, this is just too much for him to take. He just needed to be by himself, and I like how he reacted to this. He needed to be on his own, he needed to be by himself, because this is unforgivable. I don't know how I can forgive someone for doing this. Like, I don't know how. Even if I tell you I forgive you, there's not going to be trust in the relationship, because when you tell me you are going out, I'll be thinking, what if she's going to see her ex? Like, I'll be too conscious, I'll be too protective, and it's not going to bring happiness. So I'm happy that they ended the marriage, yes, but the circumstances to which the marriage ended is what I didn't like. But she had to confess her love, because the earlier the better. It's actually better to say it on set, and I feel she's courageous for that. She's going through the consequences of her actions. Some people wouldn't have said it. They would have just gone ahead with the marriage and then decided to play it along. And that is when it has so many consequences, because that is when your ex will decide to blackmail you, tell your husband that this is what happened the night before. What if your ex had recorded? Like, there will be so many consequences, aftermath. So she telling her would-be husband that this is what happened the night before, I think it's a bold and courageous decision, but just that what she did wasn't courageous enough. You just look back and be like, so just this 3 hours of enjoyment, of emotional enjoyment, I just threw my whole life away because of 3 hours or 4 hours of emotional enjoyment by someone who dumped me. I don't know, sometimes I don't know what comes, like what gets over us, and then we react anyhow, and then later we show so much regret. We wish there was a second chance. We wish there was a way that someone would have forgotten the whole thing completely. Now going to another scene, there's this people dating that the guy doesn't want the lady to tell anyone that like she's dating, like they are dating. There are some guys like that. They'll tell you, I don't want to introduce you to my family now. Please wait a while. I don't mind if you don't want to introduce me to your family. Your friends. Why won't you introduce me to your friends? Are you embarrassed? Are you shy? Or am I not your class? If yes, what is your reason? Because his reason is always, I want the perfect time. I want the perfect time, and I'm not getting it. And this lady, I think she tries to cope with it for a while, but for how long? Because sometimes you little things will trigger you that, okay, why is my boyfriend doing this? Why is he saying he doesn't want to introduce me to his family? If you're in a relationship and then your boyfriend is always hesitating to introduce you to his family, I don't think there's a future. What is he waiting for? Or unless maybe there's a superstition in the family that when you introduce a woman, something will happen, then fine. Even that I don't agree, but if he's giving you flimsy excuses like, oh, I want the perfect time, there's no perfect time. It's either it's then and now, or you never do it. And this is what is going on in someone's relationship. Like, keep on telling you, I'll introduce you. Even your common friends, you can't introduce your girlfriend. How much your parents, your family, you won't be able to do it. And I think this is something very unhealthy, because if you're in a relationship, you always have to be hiding. You cannot go out with your boyfriend like the way you want. I don't see the point. Why won't you go be with someone who is so proud of you, who doesn't really care if you are even with someone he or she is so shy, or he or she is so embarrassed? Like, I don't know. There should be this mutual affection and pride when going out, like when the both of you are having a date outside. You should feel confident about each other, because you cannot be hiding forever. And one thing about this type of relationship is, once he tells you wait a while and then you wait, he will keep on extending it and extending it and keep on extending, because he realized that, okay, you can wait, and since you can wait, I don't think there will be any perfect time that he will introduce you to his family. Same applies to women as well. I'm not only concentrating on the guys. Women also do this. Like, they I don't know whether it's embarrassment, maybe the guy is too old for them, maybe the guy is not rich enough, so they decide to keep him a secret for a while. I don't know. We all have various reasons to their actions we take, and nobody is supposed to be held accountable for anybody's actions. So when I do something, I hold my own accountability. Going forward or moving further, this is the last part that I was so happy about. Like, remember the first part of the series, Love Like This? A gentleman was trying to solve something with his girlfriend amicably. Like, you can see that he has stained himself so many times. So he wanted to I don't know how I'll say it. Like, he wanted to change. Like, he wants to be a change man. And then suddenly someone shows up. Do you have a condom? Like, no matter how there's trust in your relationship, I think the girl will be suspicious. Like, wow, suddenly someone will just show up from nowhere and then ask you for a condom. Someone you don't know. That's very strange. So that is when they split. Like, there was a split. In this scene, these people meet again. We say there's always how do I call it? We live in a round world, so the causes you create will just come back to you. They meet again, and then there's this bond that they themselves, they don't even realize it. Like, they like the same team. They like the conversation was just flowing as if they've known each other for long. So when the gentleman's girlfriend was called over to come and listen to the actual story, she didn't believe it, because when she came, the way they were laughing, I wouldn't even have believed that that was the first time they met, because the way they were behaving or acting was as if they knew each other for long. But they didn't see the sign that there was this love developing. Like, I saw this love developing because they seemed to share the same interests. So I was like, okay, I'm happy that this girlfriend of his has been able to spot that. Okay, I think this guy and this lady have feelings for each other. Yes, because you can't tell me that this is the first time you met and then you guys are just conversing and all that. And I'm also sure that this gentleman will be willing to move on in another relationship because of the way the bossy his girlfriend is. Because if your girlfriend and you are bossy and you go out in a restaurant, I pull the chair for you to sit down and then you are acting all weird. If I get the chance to date another person, I will. So I really like how these people's love brewed, because they didn't see it coming. And the most beautiful part of love is when you don't see it coming. Like it just shows up out of the blue, pops up from nowhere and surprises you. That is the most beautiful part of love, when you don't see it coming. Finalizing this review, now the bride wants to apologize. No, I don't want to use the word apologize. Like, she's been so selfish. Like, selfish, that's a word I can use. She goes to the house, goes to call the husband. That part was so emotional. Like, putting the acting aside, this movie is really emotional. Very emotional. Like, you could feel the involvement, how everyone, like, they put their self into the movie they act. So if I'm acting like a poor person, you see me like really acting like a poor person. And I think I saw exactly that in this movie. Yes, I saw exactly that in this movie. So the title is Love Like This, and it's a very beautiful series. I can't wait to see how it ends. I can't wait. I'm just wishing that this gentleman will just find another woman who loves him so much, because he's too dear. Like he is a genuine guy. And the painful part will be like when he finds another woman, he will not love the woman like the way the woman will love him. And that is how the world is. So my name is Lydia once again. Let me know what you think about this review, and if you have seen Love Like This, what are your expectations for the next episode? I'm expecting that the love that is growing, that will be the interesting part of it, because these two people have this connection, they have this bond that if you don't understand them, they understand each other. Yes, they have this rapport between each other. And then secondly, I don't think this groom will forgive the bride, because it's too serious. Like, no matter how he said, I'll forgive you for the mistakes you haven't committed, some mistakes are there, you just can't forgive it. You just have to let it go, let the person go. But the wrong the person did on your wedding day, that embarrassment, imagine if the news spread, even though you did nothing wrong, it's just going to hit you. Yeah, our idea for today. My name is Lydia once again. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more videos and more updates. Till next time, bye.